Yo, welcome back everybody. Today we're looking at something which has been requested quite a lot in the comments recently. It's the Kush Hammer Mark II. Let's find out. Is it? Kush, or House of Kush as they are known. They make a lot of kind of interesting stuff. We've looked at some of their stuff before. Obviously, they make some hardware like the Clariphonic and some 500 stuff. This is their version 2. They did the hammer. This is the Hammer Mark II. The first version and this very much based on the A Designs Hammer EQ. It's a hardware piece. It's a very basic 3-band EQ designed for kind of sweetening a mix. Interesting bit of kit, tube EQ, but with no Q. E without the Q. Interesting. Anyway, let's have a look. As you can see, it's I'm not sure about the interface. How do you feel about the interface? I'd like to hear that in the comments. There's a couple of problems with it from my point of view. It doesn't scale. It's not very easy to read what is going on with the legending around the knobs. It's really quite small on the screen, so that I don't enjoy much. I know my eyesight ain't fantastic, so that don't help, but the screen sizes we have these days, this is too small, I think. And also there's something weird about the perspective. I can't quite work out what it is. I don't mind it. It's all right, but if it was bigger, I'd like it more. So we've got a graph on the top left here. This one you can basically calibrate yourself. It's an interesting, useful thing, mainly if you're trying to recall something and get the same settings. Calibrate it, remember it, you know, it's useful, I think. We've then got the graph showing you what you're doing. We've then got an input and output meter, and the input and output settings. You've then got 2 channels of EQ. Like I said, it's 3-band. You've got cut or boost, and you've got frequency select. There is no Q. There is a high cut and a low cut, which are done on these switches here and here. It's kind of interesting when you select your frequencies. If you start, let's say, in the lower of the 3 bands, when you're at 50, in fact, where does it go? It goes from... It's so small I can't even read it. The first 3 notches are shelves. It then flips into being a bell filter and stays there for the rest of it. It does the same at the other end. So at the high, the first 3 coming down from the top are high shelves. It then changes into a bell filter. The mid section is all bell filters. You've got 12 dB of cut or boost on all of them. And it's best to describe it as something that can do some magic. I don't know how else to describe it because it's just an EQ. But there's obviously some clever stuff going on in how these frequency bands interact, I think, because with doing some very gentle moves, you've only got 3 bands at fixed Q to play with, so it's not very flexible. But with doing some subtle moves, you can really put that fairy dust over a mix. It's so hard to describe it. I think you can hear it in the demo that I do. There are some of the presets that are pretty good at doing it. They just do something that add a little bit of space and almost like I hate to say this as well, but they add a 3D vibe to it. Don't really know how. There's some clever stuff going on. That's kind of it. There's nothing else to it. You've got the power switch over there. You've got a makeup control there. So why do you need a makeup control and an EQ? Well, if you're doing lots of cuts and you just want to get it to the same level as the input, that's why you'd use that. There are lots of presets. Some of them are pretty damn good, as I've said. There's a parameter lock, so you can lock some of these parameters or any of these parameters if you like. So if you're happy with a bit of it, but you want to experiment with another bit, you don't want someone to mess it up. I'm not sure how needed that is on a plugin, but anyway, there it is. This analog highs here, you can put it into a lower latency mode, which basically obviously does some kind of, I think it's probably oversampling. I think that's what it is. It's probably turning off cramping. Anyway, it's It sounds pretty fantastic. It's not massively flexible. This isn't an EQ you EQ a vocal with or EQ some drums with or anything like that. It just wouldn't be able to do it well enough, I don't think. You could put it on a bus once you've got something together or a group of instruments together that sound good. This will then do the whole sweetening thing very well, but it's not a surgical EQ at all. Let's talk about demo. It's 10 days. 10 days is cool. Happy with that. Price-wise, it's $99. Which isn't terrible. It's under $100. I know for a very basic EQ that might seem a bit pokey, but I tried a demo because it does do something special. If you've got version 1, you can upgrade to version 2 for only $49. That's pretty cool. Yeah, nothing else to say. It's good. I enjoy it. You can see from the demo how good it is. I would say the GUI could really do with being scalable. In this day and age, it's weird when they're not. Too hard to see, all a bit dark, all a bit small. And not as flexible as it could be. I know it's a faithful reproduction of a piece of hardware, so it's doing what that did. But it's not really adding anything extra that we could do something fun with. Yeah, maybe some cue settings, even switched would be useful. Anyway, 3 stars I think is a pretty solid score for this. Not shit. Definitely try it out on your master bus. I was pretty impressed. Anyway, that is all for the Kush Hammer Mark II. If you could like the video, that really helps. If you could subscribe to the channel, that helps even more. There's an Instagram, which is Mixdown Mastering. There's the website with the plugin top 5. There's also a bunch of courses there on mixing and mastering. Or you can book mixing or mastering or a consultation. Anyway, watch the demo. I will see you next time. Adios.
You're calling my phone. I'm busy.